What's up guys, my name is Pasha and I wanted to share my testimony with you guys, give you guys a little bit of encouragement that, God is alive and He loves us, He loves His children and He pursues them with all His heart. So I grew up in a very negative mindset, like I was never good at school, I failed all my math classes and I grew up with the mindset that I'm not good enough. Growing up, all I wanted to do was find joy and satisfaction and to be accepted, and I could not find that at school, in my life, anywhere I looked, I couldn't find that. So I went into the pursuit of becoming an international fashion model. So I worked really hard. I drove a lot, did a lot of free shoots until I kind of built my name enough to where I can start traveling. And the opportunities came and I started traveling. As getting into this industry, I made a lot of rich friends. A lot of people with money, with influence, with fame. And I just started to see the same thing over and over, that they were miserable. They drive these Lamborghinis, they would buy like $200,000 watches and they would flex on each other. But at the end of the day, they would just go back into their rooms and do a bunch of crack and like cocaine and a bunch of drugs because they were not happy. Their heart was empty. There was something missing, and it was the love of God. The thing about me is I knew this love because my parents had it. My dad planted the seed of the gospel in me ever since I was a kid. So I knew about the love of God. So one day I came to a realization, this lifestyle, it's not making me happy. I set out these goals, I want to be in this magazine, GQ. I want to walk in fashion shows in Japan, this, that, And as I started to reach these goals, I just started to become more miserable because it didn't bring me joy. These commercials I was in, that didn't bring me joy. I hung out with all these famous people, that didn't bring me joy. And one day in Thailand, in my room, I came to a realization, like the prodigal son, when he came to a realization, that's what happened to me. I sat down and I thought, God, if I keep drinking, because I got into drugs, I got into alcohol because I was so miserable. I was so depressed that, this industry wasn't making me happy. I started drinking and I said, God, if I keep drinking, I'm going to become an alcoholic. And I know I'm going to die an alcoholic and go to hell. And I didn't want that. And I'm like, God, if I keep doing drugs, the same thing's going to happen. I'm going to become an addict and I'm going to die and go to hell. And if I pursue this fame and money, I might get somewhere, I was well on my way, but I saw the rich and famous. I saw their lifestyle and I didn't want to live like that, because they were just as miserable as me. So I said, God, that's it, God. I don't want to do this anymore, God. I don't want to live this fake lifestyle. You would think that being on magazines, on commercials, you would think, man, this guy is awesome, he's living the high life, had private chefs cooking for me at my shoots, You'd think that would make you happy. But I was so miserable and I'm like, God, I don't want this, God. I want something real, God. I want to experience your love, God. I want real fulfillment because, God, you showed me everything in this world, the money, the cars, the girls, the fame. Nothing makes you happy. That does not give you satisfaction. All this material stuff is gonna burn. But what's gonna be left? Your eternity. And God just started to show me, okay, Paul, you've seen all this, now what? Now you choose. Do you want to gain the whole world and lose your soul and die miserable? And that's when it just kind of hit me like, God, I can't do this. I don't want this life, God. I said, God, take me out of here, God. I'll give my life fully to you. I'll commit myself to you. If you change my life, God, and you fill me with your love. So as soon as my 3-month contract in Thailand was over, I came home and I dropped everything and I quit the industry, and it's been the best decision I have ever made in my life. It was not easy, I'm not going to tell you. The first year was the hardest because God was changing me and breaking me down. I was this prideful, arrogant prick that was so full of myself. And it's funny, I couldn't hold a job for a whole year, and actually I went into complete depression. I went into depression, I locked myself in my room for a couple months and I just watched Netflix for 12 hours a day and go to sleep. But the thing is, God knew my heart, because throughout the time of depression where I didn't want to talk to anybody, I told God every night before I went to bed, I'm like, God, I know you let me out of there for a reason and I want to hear your truth, God. Open me up to your truth, God. Lead me to your truth. And I prayed like that for a whole year and I was in complete depression, miserable. And I thought God was nowhere near. I'm like, God, where are you? You know, I quit everything for you. Where are you? But God was there. He was with me, and He was breaking me down. Maybe I did not see the change, but God was breaking me down. He was breaking my pride, my arrogance. You know, He was humbling me up throughout that year, getting me ready to accept what He had for me, the plan, the purpose He had for my life. And then a year later, when I was praying, like, God, that's it. I can't take this anymore. I need you to move in my life. God sent me somebody. He sent me a lady into my life, an older woman, that she was completely different from everyone else. My church, they said, Pasha, you're a sinner. Pasha, you're this. Pasha, you're that. I had people saying, you know, you're horrible. And I knew that. You didn't have to tell me that. I knew I was a sinner. I knew I was a loser. But this lady, she showed me the love of God. She said, Pasha, God has a plan for you. God is getting you ready for your calling, and God loves you so much. And I think that's what gave me hope. That's what, I'm like, God, wow, you actually want to do something with me, you know, in my life. So when this lady came into my life, she said, Pasha, I see the suffering you're going through. I see the pain you have, and you're searching for God. But I want to tell you that God is raising you up. God is preparing you for your calling, and He wants to use you in mighty ways to preach the gospel to nations. You are a tool for righteousness. You are a tool for God. God is going to raise you up. And I'm like, I hear all of this, and I'm like, I don't believe a single word. I'm like, okay, this lady is crazy. I don't believe anything she's saying. But that created hope in my heart. And I said, wow, God, maybe you actually do want to use me. So she invited me to prayer. And at that prayer, they prayed for me for 3 hours. And I got fully delivered. I got healed. All my soul ties with past people, all my addictions completely gone. I was set free, and God filled my heart with His love. He took away my depression, my hurt, my bitterness, and He filled me with His love. And that was a year and a month ago. And God has radically transformed my life. He's filled me with so much love that I can't contain it. And, you know, He gave me a heart for missions. Now I go to India and Mexico and preach the gospel. And I'm over here with my friend Roman, going to hospitals, praying for people, you know, and they're getting healed, and they're repenting and accepting Jesus into their life. And it's amazing because God finally filled my heart with that one thing that wasn't there. That money, drugs, girls, fancy cars, fame, something that could not fill. God filled my heart with His love. And it's been just an amazing journey. A lot of people ask me, Pasha, why aren't you going back into the fashion industry, still be a model, you know, model for Christ, like some people say, you know? And for me, honestly, I can't, because the whole direct of the fashion industry is to sell sex, you know? In my photo shoots, they always told me, Pasha, be as seductive as you can. We're trying to sell sex, you know? Basically, that's what they were saying. And I'm like, I can't show off my body and make people around the world lust for me and at the same time preach the gospel. You know, that doesn't go hand in hand. So for all the people, you know, that are trying to go into that industry, like, give it a second thought. You know, what is your motivation for doing that, you know? And just some encouragement for all you guys out there, you know, God loves you and He has a plan for you guys, you know? Like my friend was preaching, you know, God is, He is the hound of heaven, you know. He goes out and he leaves the 99 sheep and He goes after that one. And that's what God did to me. He went and found me in my broken place and He restored me, and I am a child of God, and it is amazing. So I bless you guys. I hope you guys know that God has a calling for you in your life. You guys have a great night. Bye.